What if God was one of us?
That reminds me of the intro to some game. I can't remember. It's like,
That reminds me of this week's intro on Party Chat.
As a weapon labeled explosive MG.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 4th episode of Party Chat.
Little less raperish, please.
We are a
That sounds like he's in mourning.
variety podcast, and
I don't like how central this sounds to my ears right now.
this week we're going to talk about politics.
No,
This sounds the worst.
that's not
no,
Margaritas.
I want him to keep going with this.
We're not
I know.
talking about politics. Welcome everybody to the 4th episode of Party Chat. We're going to talk about shit like we usually do each week.
Is that something that happens?
That is
Can
something
confirm.
that happens. Can confirm. It is a shit cast, as I like to call it.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
getting closer to
Muddy
that
blummer.
podcast, baby.
Getting
Close
that
to
muddy
blummer.
blummer.
Oh
Muddy blummer.
My name's Josh. I'm the host of this shit show. With us this week we have.
Spencer!
He was on time
Oh
this
my
week.
God!
It's
a miracle.
amazing.
That was so
4 weeks
professional.
in.
I have
4
a
weeks
question.
Who do we got
Wow.
next?
Yeah. Oh, Ryan. We have Ryan next. That'd be me. I'm Ryan.
Hi, my name's Tyler.
Hi,
And
Tyler.
I'm Brent. I'm back from vacation.
Boo.
Boo.
You guys, I'll leave. I'll go back on vacation.
Go back to Vegas.
Oh God, Vegas.
That's important.
Sorry.
It's
I thought we
okay.
were taking the politics thing.
No, we're not
Hey.
fucking talking about politics.
No.
Who else we got?
Oh yeah. Fuck you. Me.
Well,
Me.
yesterday he
Hey, Mike, who are you?
Last week he reminded himself that he's after me, and now Brent's here. So-
Yeah.
And there's no Severin.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true too.
Oh yeah.
So he's
You guys are
like-
throwing me off my game.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
yeah, we're throwing you off your game.
I need like a pager. Somebody just give me a heads up when it's my turn to say my name.
We should get
Mike.
you like a shot collar.
all right,
Buzz you.
I'm ordering a pager from Amazon right now.
We're gonna do
Amazon's gonna look at it and be like, "What the fuck? We haven't sold one of
What
these
year
in
is
like
it?
19 years."
And all Tyler does is text him 8008 on it.
Hey, that's my old, that's my old number.
80085.
8, 6, 7, 5, 3. Yeah, Miguel.
Boobs.
I'm here. Let's do this.
Miguel. All right. He's
Miguel.
ethnic
Top little
this
power
week.
bottom, round 2.
Ethnic this week. This is Miguel coming at you live from I don't know wherever.
Puerto
Miguel is.
Rico.
No,
no, they're
not
not-
political.
they're
Not
no.
political.
They're not coming live from anywhere. They're kind of without power.
What?
still.
It's really hard to say something and have it not turn political.
That is really tough.
Way to
It
go,
is really
Fox.
tough. I don't know. I mean, I couldn't even talk about my favorite card game, Euchre,
Why not?
because
God
I mean,
damn
we'd
it.
start talking about Trump.
I
and
knew
shit,
you were a
and-
Trump supporter.
Oh,
Oh, God.
Oh, word.
I did not have sex.
This really went off the rails quickly, and I enjoy
no, I'm
it.
doing it.
Wait, that's not the same person?
Spencer, you want to go get margaritas from Applebee's?
Yeah, let's go make that happen.
Yeah.
Dollaritas.
I mean, I'm at Applebee's
Political.
drinking margaritas right now. I don't
Wait,
know why you guys
margaritas
are
or
not
margaritas?
Margaret's.
Margaret's.
Margaret.
I told you I was driving.
here. Margaret's Rita.
Mistakes happen.
You were driving.
Spencer,
Are you
I
trying
need
to
to
claim
talk to you about
autocorrect on a
texting and
word that
driving.
doesn't exist?
No, it didn't autocorrect nothing. I was just.
Oh.
Shut up.
You startled him.
He got me.
That's oh my god, that was Justin Hacker's comeback for everything.
Shut up.
What's everybody drinking tonight? I have a Lost Trout brown ale.
Got a Moscow Mule.
Ooh,
I've got a Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
very
Is
festive.
Oktoberfest out? Oh fuck! I didn't
It
get
is
some
out.
Double Chaos.
I have pure aqua.
I'm
Pure
drinking
Oh my
a glass of 2013 Robert Mondavi.
I'm
Oh,
drinking
Worst
bottom
novice
shelf. I'm drinking bottom shelf bourbon right now.
You know what, Brent? I paid $40 for this bottle. I cannot
Yeah.
put my pinky back in.
You
Good.
can't. You
I
pay
need-
over
I need
$30
it out
bucks for a
further.
fifth. You can do that.
Wait,
Wait,
it's not
backwards.
pinky out. I didn't mean to. I
Just
wanted the normal
remind
Mondavi.
Trisha of that later. Be like, I'm sorry, I had $40 Robert Mondavi. Not my phone.
I'm not going to apologize for it. It's fucking delicious.
So let's.
Treat yourself.
I kind of want to move away from our actual like gaming talk immediately. Just to kind of
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. It's becoming monotonous
out.
to me. All right, see you later.
Yeah, good run, guys.
We don't need your kind.
All right.
Oh.
Democrats are.
Nope, Tyler, not.
I'm nervous. I'm so nervous.
Tyler, just mute yourself. Just mute yourself.
Okay.
Stutter in silence.
We broke Tyler.
He
We
actually
broke
muted
Tyler.
himself. Ryan, you're getting married next week.
Can confirm.
You are getting married.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that makes another one down. Mike is married as well.
Yeah.
So what does that make me?
I mean, you're divorced.
Divorced.
Yeah. So does that make I'm not dead anymore?
I mean,
Or
Kinda.
Am I revived?
Wait, that was divorced?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah,
Why
thanks
say
for
something? I
making
wanted to
my
be the
first marriage.
divorce.
Thanks for making my first marriage a failure, Brent.
What?
Yeah, Tyler did officiate that.
yeah. Tyler did appreciate
Wait,
that.
really?
I'm
Tyler-
over one.
You were the official.
Yes, you
Tyler
guys.
official.
Yes.
Yes, you
Right.
guys.
Honestly, it wasn't a good sign when you texted me the invite.
We planned this shit in 3 days. Okay.
It's pretty last
3 days.
minute.
It was extremely last minute.
It was a really good looking text, though.
It was like
Very official.
it was like Dharma and Greg without the happy
the whole
ending.
9.
Use capital letters.
Oh, we got the cursive in there.
Yeah, that was weird.
He downloaded a font for his LG chocolate.
Wait, what? I didn't have one of those.
It was a joke, Brent.
No, the rest of it wasn't.
But yes, I am doing that thing that involves marriage.
How many drunks are we gonna get?
All the
11?
drunks.
All of it.
11
At
drunks.
least
All the
7.
drunks.
At least 7 drunks.
At least 7.
Well, I know your wedding is next Saturday. We've got the bachelor party Thursday, which means
Yep.
we're still going to be able to do a podcast on
Wednesday.
next Wednesday,
Yep.
unless we want to do a bachelor cast.
Ooh,
Oh no.
that's a
Oh.
great idea. If I ever
we
heard one.
start we start
That-
pre-gaming at the house Friday, and it's like a 2-3 man bachelor cast. With...
Well, we could do our regular and a bachelor cast.
Oh, we could.
Yeah.
do that.
Ooh,
That'd be fun.
I like that.
I wanna do some heavy day drinking.
On Friday?
Thursday.
I mean, all the days.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's true.
well, Friday we're going to be at the hall, but we're tapping a keg that day.
You guys sure you want to record the debauchery?
Kinda, yeah.
Debauchery!
Yeah,
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
I kind of do.
Are you
It's
feeling
kind of
Mr.
tradition.
Krabs?
It's kind of tradition that Ryan and I have known each other for years, and whenever there is a big event in our lives, we get each other as drunk as possible.
Yep.
And we were talking about this a little bit before the podcast, but the last time Ryan had a giant event was when he graduated from college. What is it, like 2 years ago now?
3.
3? Jesus,
2.5,
dude.
3. Yeah, in the ballpark.
I think it's like 2.5.
Yeah, we'll call it there, yeah.
Yeah. So Ryan weighs about 104 pounds, soaking wet.
125, thank you.
Okay.
Wet.
All right. He's gained some weight.
And I'm always
Good
wet.
to hear. And he's
God.
always wet. God.
Can't
glad
take that
this
one
isn't-
back. Get
I'm
always around.
glad this
We'll
isn't
get
a
that. We'll
video
get that one in
podcast.
post, right?
That boy's
No, no, it's staying in.
than an oyster.
I'm just glad this isn't a video cast. I don't have to hide my awkward boner. So,
All
I'm
right.
sticking mine in the camera right now.
your camera's not on, so have at it. We went out to dinner. We had a bunch of beer and shots and everything, and it ended with Ryan had graduation. He had to be to graduation at what, 9 o'clock in the morning?
Oh, don't forget the part where we got back at like midnight the night prior.
Oh no,
My
I'm
fiance.
not
Okay.
done.
Yeah, I had to be at the campus at 9 the next morning because we had to walk by 11, and they wanted all graduates to be there by 9, and it was a pretty big graduating class too, wasn't it?
I don't know. It was your class.
I don't know. I was drunk.
Yeah, you. I'm gonna use your joke here. You left that place the same way you entered,
Yeah.
drunk and afraid. So, our goal was, and Ryan, I guess, kind of knew this, but didn't really know the
Dead
extent
air.
that we were
Yep.
going to.
Yeah.
Dead air.
Yeah,
Oh.
you cut out.
Oh no, not on my end. I don't. Uh-oh.
Something's happening.
Man down.
Fucking
Oh,
Windows
back.
Defender summary. Fuck you. It locked up my system for a second.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, you guys were like dead air, and I'm like, not on my end. And then everything froze. And then it unfroze when it went beedly doo.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
that
so
was-
where did you leave off on the story?
fuck if I know. Ryan didn't really know our plan, but we were gonna get him as drunk as possible. So we went out to dinner. We had some beers with his family. We went over to his uncle's house. His uncle tossed him a few shots, gave me a bottle of bourbon, and we took it. Ryan and I were roommates at the time. We took him back to the house, and
Nate was too.
yeah, but Nate's not here this week,
He's not.
so he's dead. And Ryan, I go to make a drink in the kitchen. I'm like, you want one? And he's like, yeah. And I said, just one? And he goes, yeah. So I grabbed the biggest glass I could. And it was a mason jar. It was a 32-ounce mason jar. And I mixed it like 3/4 vodka to a quarter cranberry juice because that's what we had in the house. And he sat and he drank it all. It ended at about 3 o'clock in the morning. And Ryan could not get up to walk to his bed. I had to push him in his room to where he fell promptly on the floor. And then I went to bed. His girlfriend ended up waking me up in the morning, and Ryan was already gone. Ryan, what happened that morning?
Well, that morning I woke up. I actually got up onto the bed after you had left and laid perpendicular on top of Allie. And that's how I slept.
Perpendicular.
Allie was your mattress topper?
Allie was the mattress that night. I believe someone got me a bucket. Who that was, I'm not sure, but it was.
It had to have been Allie.
Yeah, it was Allie.
Save
I woke up the next morning and my alarm went off, and
She's a
Somehow
very nice
snoozed it.
lady.
that's the one I'm marrying in 10 days.
She the next morning she woke me up with a glass of water and aspirin, and she didn't even stick her head in the door all the way, just hands protruding into my door with aspirin and a glass of water because she knew I'd need it.
But I got up. I had a brand new dress shirt I had bought from Express and some dress pants. So I got the new dress shirt on. It was pure white. And I got the dress pants on. Then promptly went to the bathroom and vomited up everything, including some cheesecake that I apparently had gotten into the night before.
That shit was funny. His parents bought cheesecake for after the graduation. It's kind of like a celebration, whatever. And Ryan comes out with just a piece of cheesecake with that gooey cherry filling on top. You guys know what I'm talking about. The real good shit. And he just has it in his bare hand. Not on a plate, no fork or anything. He starts mashing it into his face.
This is the night before that was gone at that point. So I wake up, I puke, and then Allie's helping me get like my tie on and stuff, and I'm leaning up against the wall in the hallway, and I was standing up straight, and I just fall straight down. So she helps me get like my cap and gown and stuff, and I head towards campus, which was about half an hour drive.
This was the day before the ceremony.
No, this is the morning of the ceremony now.
Yeah, but the night before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
And so I'm driving. I pull over at a McDonald's and vomit in their parking lot. I
Standard.
pull over.
They're used to that. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody
Another
vomits
gas-
after McDonald's
a
anyways.
gas station on the way, park in their parking lot. I am at this point, like, I'm not even hungover. I'm still just gone, like 3 sheets to the wind, gone. And I pull up to campus, and there was probably about 300 people graduating that day, so it wasn't too packed, but there were people already pulling in and getting ready. And I go in, and I can't make words yet. Like, words are not something I'm able to produce. So at that time, I'm driving the car that got me through college was a 2004 blue Cavalier. And I'm driving this. I look like death warmed over. And instead of asking the person directing traffic where I should go, I grab the cap from my passenger side seat, lean out of the door with the window open, and go as I wave my cap at the guy. Points me in. I get out. I stumble into the auditorium. It was actually at the big center, wherever they do the graduations at on campus. And they have all the graduates there. And there's some people I know from school and all of that. And I'm talking, and they could smell it that I was very, very, very drunk.
Keep in
So my
mind,
family-
Ryan never charged his phone the night before, so we had no way to know if he made
yeah.
it to campus or not. So we were all freaking out trying to get a hold of him and everything because he left like hammered still, and we were like, "You have to get to graduation," and so we didn't. But what's funny is we all had the same phone, so he literally could have taken one of our batteries and been.
Yeah, we all
fine.
had, what is it, G3s?
Yeah, we all had
Yeah.
the G3, and
Yeah.
so he could have taken a battery out of any of our phones and been fine. But he had 0 phones, so we didn't know where he was in line, where to expect him, if he even made it. It was just a total shit show.
Yeah, and basically get there, and you think that many people are graduating, 300, and so I'm going to be in the middle or the back. I'm the third person to walk. We get in line, not realizing where I am. I walk up there. We have the photo of, they take it when you get your diploma, and I am green and just,
Oh, he looks
I
like
look,
shit.
it's bad.
It's
My
so
mom has it
funny.
in the living room, and it's hilarious.
Sounds
We
like
had
a National Lampoon story.
we had to sit through like 2 hours of graduation ceremony in auditorium bleachers, and I brought my 3DS and I was playing Monster Hunter while you were graduating.
Yeah.
You asshole.
Yeah, cause fuck off. I'm
No,
not.
I can't
sitting
blame
there.
him. I can't blame him at all. Well, we get done graduating.
And it was
all
funny
that.
because there was like a 12-year-old kid sitting in front of me playing the same thing.
But
Your
we
12-year-old
get,
fox.
like, you know, when you get your diploma and then like afterwards you can, some of your teachers are there and stuff like that. And one of my professors I had for basically every year I was in college for a different sociology course. I go up to him and start talking. And he looks at me, he's like, "You smell like a damn brewery." And I was like, "Yep. Neat. We got a picture and stuff." And he was a really good guy. The best part about this story, though, is actually when we leave, because my little brother came as well, and he rode with me. We were going to a place called the Stein House at that time to go get drinks and have like a celebration dinner after with some friends and family. And I stopped into a gas station that I had thrown up in, and to get some Gatorade, because my little brother also had killed a fifth of tequila the night before. And go in there and talking to the clerk, and I told him I just graduated and how dead I was inside and how drunk I was. 2 years later, we go out. Allie and I go out to dinner. This is about 6 or 7 months ago at Applebee's, and her best friend walks in her program that she was in at the time for college, and her boyfriend. We sit down, and the guy looks at me. He's like, "Oh my God, it's you." So one of her bridesmaids is the guy who I met the day I was so drunk when I graduated from college
That you puked in their parking lot.
that I puked in the parking lot. And apparently he has told people stories of me and what a trooper I was.
Your
Yeah.
legend moves on.
Yeah, it only took me graduating from college to finally have a legend in college. But yeah.
What's Mike? What's the dumbest thing you've done while drunk?
Dumbest thing I've done while drunk.
Yeah.
I graduated college drunk, so.
Oh, right. Okay. MSU. All right. So I went to state, joined fraternity first semester.
Yeah, that's pretty
Go
dumb.
green!
That's pretty
Go
dumb.
Green!
And
Go
that's
White!
the end of the story.
No. That's it. That's it. I don't remember anything else.
I
It's all
was
of a sudden I'm a
so
sophomore.
dumb when I was drunk. I went to state.
You burn in hell, you fucking blasphemer. So anyway, it's like October rolling around, and we got the Halloween party coming. It's this huge house party rolling around, and I was a pledge at the time. I got accepted to do a pledge term for the semester, and the brothers in the house were like, "You got to get a date. You got to get a date." And while you're there, you live in the dorms, so just get a bunch of fresh blood, fresh meat. You know, just bring them to the house because we got to fill this house. We got to have a fucking killer party this year, right? So,
Wait, you were
I'm
applied for
excited.
a frat house?
oh, absolutely.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Just yeah. Long story short,
Did they
our
spank you
charter
with
was
dildos?
revoked. I don't want to talk about that.
Oh.
Our charter was revoked and our house was condemned by the end of that semester. Let's put it that way. We were pretty hardcore, but we get this Halloween party, and I managed to recruit my entire dorm floor, which is like 100 kids. So it was literally this train rolling down to this Halloween party one night, and it was awesome. This party was just amazing, and we all walked back across the north side of campus back to the dorms, and we're all shit-faced, right? So we're all just on the floor at this point, filtering out to our rooms. It's like 3 or 4 in the morning. I'm really tired. I'm obviously hammered, and mind you, at this point, these are details that I've gotten from my floor mates because I was apparently blacked out.
Right, right.
So they found me in the hallway at my door, trying to get into my apartment, trying to get the key in the deadbolt, but I couldn't get the key in. So I was just like hitting the door with my key. I was leaning headfirst against the door, and my pants were around my ankles.
Your pants were around your ankles, and you were stabbing your door with a key.
And so one of the guys, we all had nicknames on the floor. Like one kid's name was Boston. You could obviously guess as to why he was named Boston.
He's from New York?
Tabs. Fuck off. One kid was named Tabs. My nickname was Nitro. They called me Nitro because my frat house called my brother Turbo, and my last name's Thompson. So, they thought it was funny. Turbo, Nitro, Thompson, TNT. It was the dynamic duo.
Oh
we were
my
both
god, it's so good.
I know, right? It's pretty witty. So my nickname was Nitro, and that spread in the floor. Sort of like, hey, Nitro, you need some help. And I bolted on him, I guess. I fucking...
No!
And then they said I just fucking bolted, left my pants at the door, and sprinted across the hallways. Now, I'm in the Brody dorms at State, which those floors are co-ed. So there's a boys' side and a girls' side. I went to the girls' side without pants. And so I'm sprinting.
As one does in college.
Yep. Sprinting through the girls' side of the dorm. I went streaking through the girls' side of the dorms there. They said they had to carry me back to my room at that point. 3 guys were carrying me back while I'm kicking and thrashing and they told me, I said, you can't touch me. I'm the fucking Nitro, bitches. And somehow, apparently the next day, I had actually gotten a date for a follow-up party at the house while I was in my underpants. So, she obviously she saw something she liked.
She had that clear in her eyes.
That donger just a swanging.
You hit that thing in your thighs.
I definitely chalked that up as one of my dumbest fucking moments. It's nothing I ever would have done sober, and I generally tried to pride myself on being, not stupid. I probably could have gotten arrested for that. To be honest, absolutely could have gotten arrested for that. I would have been in the hospital getting my stomach pumped if the RAs were awake.
I feel like we've all done shit that we've should have been arrested for.
Every time I hear
Some of us were
any
arrested,
drinking,
but
every time I ever hear any drinking story, I immediately think of Tyler's story, and Tyler knows what story I'm referring to. If he doesn't immediately know the story.
Oh yeah,
Which
the Blue
one?
Wave.
Blue Wave story. Oh my god.
So Blue Wave is number 2 on dumb things I've done while drinking.
Well, that wasn't dumb. It was just funny circumstances.
Yeah, it wasn't really dumb. It was just bad circumstances. Number 1 thing I did while drinking. Well, I'm a dad now, so let's just leave it at that.
I knew that was coming.
Oliver's gonna
now
listen to
you
this
have
in
to
like 15
specify.
years. He's gonna be really mad at
You have to
I know.
now here's where you
Shit.
save it.
No, son, don't listen to that.
The dumb thing you did while drinking would have been the other party, wouldn't it?
What's that? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
The dumb thing you
You've
did
been
while
going.
drinking was her.
Repeatedly.
Repeatedly.
fucking savage.
Oh god.
That's
You did that. You did that.
Life is good.
The worst part is you can't deny
Yeah,
it
good's a word.
looks like you.
Good is a word, yeah.
Good's a word.
I may have used it incorrectly in this circumstance, but I'm leaning into it.
Oh,
It's like you
fuck.
leaned into her.
Oh god.
Oh, yeah.
Repeatedly. It was an accident. I fell, and I got up, and I fell, and I got up, and I fell.
It's very slippery around here.
It's very slippery.
Why is this floor so wet?
Moister than an oyster.
Sploosh. God.
What?
All right,
This is a squirt video gone
yeah,
bad.
we're into comic book
We're in
comic
too
book
deep.
sounds now. We got onomatopoeias. We gotta move
That is
something.
actually not something I've never heard before. Thank you, Brent, for reminding me. However, I believe Mike's nickname was Cervix Poker.
Wait, I thought it was Nitro.
Well,
Well,
Nitro was before.
Oh,
Yeah.
the surge.
Nitro went turbo.
All right. That's a thing that happened
Yeah, that's that.
repeatedly.
Good show, everybody.
Good show.
I
Let's
think
talk
we can
about
retire now.
let's talk about some
End
video
the series.
games.
We can't top this one.
Bring it home, boys. We're done.
One thing I'm glad that we got the conversation rolling and shit and the laughs going with that. One thing that I wanted to talk about that I was reading about, a game that I think we've all played a fair bit of is Elite Dangerous.
Mm,
Oh god, yeah.
yeah.
Hundreds of hours.
So a few months back they updated the game, but they didn't tell anybody what they were updating it with, and people were exploring. And for those of you who don't know, Elite Dangerous is a space exploration game, and it's basically they give you a ship and they set you at a station and they say do something, and
Figure it out.
you have to figure it out. I mean, they don't give you basically any tutorial on anything, you just figure it out. So a few months, probably 6-8 months ago, they found aliens in the game, right? All these players had been playing for... When did it come out? When did Elite Dangerous come out?
2015 or 2014?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
a year or two ago.
So,
15.
I will look
And
it up for you real quick.
These aliens are the Thargoids, right? So like this series goes back easily over a decade, and
yeah,
the Thargoids were from then, so they're bringing an oldie back.
right. So the aliens they brought in were the Thargoids, and this game came out at the end of 2014. So it's been 3 years. It's been like 2.5 years, because this happened at beginning, like first quarter of 2017, where they actually found aliens. A video was circulating the web, and the ship came out of nowhere and shut down this player ship and started scanning it and everything. And then, so they were increasingly hard to find. Like, they just showed up randomly and nobody knew anything about them. They weren't hostile. They were just scanning ships and then they moved on. Well, come about a month ago, the Thargoids started attacking player ships. Right? They started getting aggressive and going on the offensive. And so it's this what they did next really shows me like a developer versus player base kind of mentality, because from what I'm reading here, they made the Thargoids start attacking player ships. So the player ships developed these new weapons they called AX missiles, which are anti-Xeno missiles, and they were the only way that they could attack and actually do damage to the Thargoids. Well, they figured out how to kill them, and now they were in like this moral dilemma of should we kill them or not, and what would be the consequences if we went around wiping out these aliens. But then, slowly but surely, the developers started building or giving resistances to the Thargoids and resistances to the attacks that the player base was using, and that now the missiles that the player base was using to kill the aliens don't even work anymore. Like, so they're showing that this evolving alien species is now coming for humanity. And so to me, like I said, it shows like the developers are playing the game with the player base as another faction. You know what I mean? Like, like they're playing against them, and it's a really cool concept to me.
They've definitely got this DM approach kind of thing going right now.
Yeah, that's what it seems like to me. I think Tyler, you've put in probably the most time into Elite Dangerous. I know none of us have really played it in the last probably 6 months. Have you heard about this at all?
No, I hadn't heard about that. The latest update that I had heard was, the alien kind of scanning and stuff. I kind of anticipated that the attacks and stuff were going to scale up.
Right.
But it's really cool to hear. It doesn't surprise me, though, because this dev team is really invested in the community, loves this game. I think they've come out on record and say they have a 10-year plan for this franchise.
I thought it was something like a 25-year plan.
It might be longer.
Well, and this is one of those games that came out early access that's actually was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it actually released?
Yeah, it was actually released last summer.
Yeah, and
no, early this summer it officially came out.
Okay.
Was it? I thought it was officially released in December of 2014, but you could be right.
No, that was still early access. It's been
Okay.
early access.
It
since
was.
October
I
2.
know when I got it, it was Xbox preview, so I got it for like
Yeah.
$30. And then Horizon came out, which was like a season pass. So it looks like they're kind of annualizing.
Well, and when
the
I'm pretty
content
sure
pass.
when Horizon came out is when they actually launched the actual.
Oh, I got
game.
you.
That
Okay.
would make
I'm pretty
sense.
positive.
You know what this reminds me of though is that remember when we were younger and we didn't have the internet, and you would hear shit about games when you were like with your group of friends.
Oh,
I'm
and
trying to think of a
like how to catch Mew in
Yeah.
Pokemon. Like you had to
Yeah.
go to the truck by the SSN and push the truck and all this other shit. And nobody really could fact check it because
Yep.
it was all hearsay. The internet really wasn't there.
Yeah, and there's no clear answer. And like this is obviously this is happening, but that dilemma you go back to about should we attack the aliens or shouldn't we? Like it's so rare these days that we have a game where you play and you don't know all the answers to without a quick Google search. And right now you actually have this dilemma in a game where there's no right or wrong answer on how to handle this.
Well, right. And I mean, we don't know.
Well, especially when the devs are reacting to what the player base do. I mean, it could have
That's
been
the crazy part.
that the players sat back and did nothing, so then the aliens start attacking like capital systems or something.
Sure, yeah.
I think the players fired first in this instant.
Yeah, well, yeah, and basically what I'm saying is like, whatever the players decide, the dev team, because they're developing around their reactions to any given situation, they can always keep the experience dynamic, and there won't be an answer because no matter what they do, the devs are gonna respond with something.
And that's really cool. Like that's
Yeah,
the
it
cool
is.
thing we don't have in games anymore. We really don't. We don't have the unknown of what this action will do because if you Google anything, you can have the answer in half a second for any game, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's amazing.
I mean, I like it like Mike said, we have a real DM feel to it here. And I hope that we see more developers kind of take this approach to where, they don't necessarily tell you what's coming up in the patch notes and that they're going to be kind of, I don't know, almost playing against you a little bit in these situations.
Well, yeah, because
it kind of makes for an ever evolving game. It's not cut and dry like Halo to go and defeat the Flood and save the universe.
Well, I
what I
think
mean?
it's pretty impressive when that first alien abduction, or not abduction, but the first alien scan happened. The fact that like data miners didn't even pull that out,
Yeah.
like the only reason anybody ever knew about it is because the dev team released in their newsletter a YouTube video that somebody had recorded of them getting scanned by this alien race.
Yeah, it was
That
the
was
first
how
encounter.
anybody found out about it.
Yeah.
It didn't
It's
leak.
crazy.
It wasn't data mined. Like it. I don't know how they kept it out of the hands of people digging into the game because there's a really
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, the
insane
community
to
in
think
this
about.
game is they probably keep the closest eye on this game of almost any game that I've ever seen. So it's amazing that happened. But like, it's a complete revolution in marketing too. Like I saw that video and it's like, oh my god, I need to go play Elite Dangerous right now. And I hadn't played the game in like 6 months up until that point. And then I played it for another 50 or 60 hours after seeing just that video.
Yeah, trying to find some aliens.
Space trucking.
Yeah. Yep.
Space trucking. The cool thing, do you want to segue yet, Josh? Or
Segue into what?
No Man's Sky is good.
I mean, yeah, we can go to another space exploration game. Nub Mub Bub,
Yep.
as we've taken to calling No Man's Sky. I don't really know why. Nub Mub
I
Bub.
think I started doing it
Probably.
because fucking reasons. Leave me alone.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't even know why you said
I don't
it.
know.
It was just Nub Mub Bub, and that's what it is now. No Man's Sky.
It's good now. What happened? The
I mean-
Atlas update happened.
Yeah, that you could say that they
had a year to finish their game.
yeah they put the game out a year early and didn't even call
And a
it
surplus
early
of cash.
access. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did
They
get a
made a
fresh
mistake.
cash injection there.
They made the mistake of not saying it was early access.
If that game came out and said it was early access, I think everything against it would have been forgiven almost.
Exactly.
But the fact that it was released as a full title when
I think Sean Murray handled everything pretty poorly.
yeah.
Is he
At
still
fir-
alive?
At first, he was pretty reserved in what he was talking about. Like, well, it's not going to have this, and 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 then at a certain point, like all the fucking major gaming outlets were super hyped, and they were trying to get him to say things about the game that weren't actually there, and then he just started like, oh yeah, this is there. And like the thing that got me was, he talked about their studio and how he was hanging sci-fi novels on the wall, the covers on the wall, and he wanted this game to play like a sci-fi experience. And then he started talking about how you start in the outer rims of the galaxy, and the farther in you get, the more complex and interesting things get. But when I actually saw people play the game, there were like, how many planet types were there? Like 4. There weren't
Maybe.
very many
Yeah.
at launch, and each planet type looked almost identical with pretty much the same types of animals on the planets, and the story was super lame. And like I never got super burnt because the game just wouldn't run on my system, so I got an immediate Steam refund. But man, people were not happy with
Oh, yeah.
what they thought the game should be based on Sean Murray's comments and what it actually was.
And I think now it actually, and I'm sure we've all here have played it, I think, or at least the recent update minus Spencer. And
Yeah.
the thing about it is it kind of does line up to what he was talking about now. I'm not saying it's a perfect game because it's not, but there is a variety of planets, there's a variety of things to see. And
Yes, it's a lot closer. I think
it's
the
a
funny
fun
thing
game
is,
to play.
I don't know if you one of the Polygon cast members is a huge No Man's Sky fan, and I was listening to them a couple weeks ago, and I guess they made in one of the recent updates. It was when they added all the different planet types. It actually changed the universe and
Yeah,
where stuff was.
You were gonna
And
lead
there
with
was
that
like,
point.
so then I ended up, she linked to an article where there was a group of people who formed like a galactic government and had like an economy and all this stuff. And when the update came through, their little planetary system that they were operating in no longer existed.
Yeah.
They lost everything.
Yeah. Another cool thing was I saw that this latest update, it didn't just change what you were talking about there, but it also changed planet types. The algorithm or whatever they used to create planets changed. And what it did is it didn't erase what was actually on the planet, it just overrode it. So with the way the landscape was and stuff. So this architecture student, or not architecture, archaeology student went around and was able to find, like, you can have message terminals. So if you fly over one, you'll get a message. And he flew over one or two, and he realized that like he was getting messages, but these bases weren't there. And he was able to use the new terraforming tool and dig out old bases.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he was an actual archaeology student, and his main goal in the game is to try and figure out the algorithms as to how the universe, the Nub universe was made.
That's excellent.
Yeah, and I mean that's what he's using his archaeology degree for. So he's not going out and like digging up dinosaur bones or shit. He's playing a video game and digging up virtual bases, and he's getting paid for it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what was really unfortunate with the Atlas update, though, is with the world change like that, it broke almost all of the existing workshop files for existing base setups and whatnot.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And a lot of people's like home planets where they had these really, because you guys have played it, it's really hard to find a planet with any sort of life form that actually looks like it could possibly exist. And I know billions of planets and different conditions and whatnot, life finds a way, etc. But dude, some of the animal procedural generation in this game is just fucking stupid.
It's stupid, but it's funny when you find a really
it's
good
hilarious.
one.
But sometimes you just want to be immersed in a really cool experience. Like I found a desert planet with really cool fauna, really cool flora. The planet's trying to kill me with these superheated windstorms, but for the most part, it's a gorgeous thing to look at, and seeing the animals doesn't bother me or anything. And this update just reset all of that. And if I had a save game that had existed prior to this update, I might have actually been pretty upset about that.
Oh, I can agree. I know. How many times have we changed bases because you find a planet
Yeah.
that just clicks with you? And it doesn't need to be a perfectly habitable planet. I know Nate, who's not here, found a beautiful ice one that he just got attached to.
Yeah, I'm pretty
You had
jealous
one on
about
a
that.
scorched planet, was it?
I'm on some sort of parched. It's basically
okay.
like I'm living in a gigantic desert. It's really fun, but I would love to find an ice planet of some sort.
Oh yeah, I've got an iridescent planet I'm on in my game that's just
Nice.
really irradiated with like a red sky the entire time, but some pretty believable looking life forms in it.
You know what they say: red sky at night, sailor's delight.
True.
It's sky in the morning, sailor's warning. Ah,
But if that
Oh.
planet is red sky all the time and has no lakes, then that theory's bunk. So
the planet's pregnant,
Yeah.
and you should work on your pullout theory.
Tyler's the
Tyler.
Repeatedly.
father.
Sploosh.
I'm always the father.
So I've got some new, some more information on the Phil Spencer promotion, if you guys want to hear.
Okay.
So, and I don't know. I think it was it episode 1 I mentioned his
think 2?
promotion. Episode 2 maybe.
Phil Spencer's from that peasant race. Right?
Fandangled
I think
Xbox.
he's
So.
the,
No,
uh,
Nintendo Switch is what I heard.
Oh
He's the
right,
head of
right.
the
No, he's
PS4.
from. He invented the Game Boy. That's right.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Phil
right.
Spencer. He invented the
Yep.
Game Boy.
Then he
does
moved to
emission
Apple.
testing at Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Game Boy Spence, that's what they call him.
Yeah. Game
is-
Boy Spence.
So, so the reason why it's as good that he got the promotion as, well, the reason why it's so good is because before they had their executive upper, like board team, whatever. They had their core
Who's they?
Microsoft in general.
Oh, okay.
Microsoft, they're like
So
the
not
head of the
Game Boy.
company. They are their executive team, right? And they were the core parts of the company, which at the time were like Windows, Enterprise, Office, like all that kind of stuff. To where Phil Spencer used to report to the Windows guy. So then for like any changes or anything one had to make, he had to go to the Windows guy and then to the CEO. So there was like a chain of command there, which obviously, as you can understand, there was kind of a disconnect there. There's some things that wouldn't necessarily make sense to the Windows guy that he would just kind of say no to, if you will. Well, now Phil Spencer's on that team, and now the Xbox is a core component to the company, as like a company shift, to kind of show how important the Xbox platform is. And it's going to really affect not just Xbox, but the way like all the game hub stuff with Windows works and all that kind of stuff is going to be integrated a lot better now.
So do you
I don't know.
do you think that we're gonna see more? What I mean with them saying that Xbox is a more integral part of their company. Do you think that we're gonna see more Play Anywhere titles come of this?
Well, see, that's the hard part. Maybe, maybe not. Obviously,
There's
before the
definitely
Windows
more
guy
third
was
parties announced.
right. Obviously, the Windows guy before had a huge say in all this stuff, which it's in his benefit as the Windows guy to get all games in the Xbox Microsoft family on Windows. You know what I mean?
Right.
But now that Phil Spencer's in charge, who knows? I mean, I could definitely see it going back to some more actual console exclusives as opposed to Microsoft exclusive, if you will.
Why do you think it would go console exclusive and not more cross-platform with Windows 10?
Well, just purely because it's a bad look right. It's as much as I don't care and I don't believe it is. It's a bad look right now that everyone's like, why do I need to get an Xbox? I can just get everything on PC. And it's making Xbox look bad to where if to everybody else, if they could actually have if they could say, all right, this is for, it just doesn't make Xbox look as pointless, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I could see
consumer friendly standpoint, more the better. And I honestly don't care.
The
But-
fear from Xbox owners, and I can see where they're coming from for a little bit, because this is kind of like my thought has been, especially when I saw Windows Play Anywhere titles, is that Microsoft is hedging its bet in case. Microsoft can just become a software company if they needed to. And I think that's what Xbox gamers may be afraid of, is that if Xbox sales ever get to a point where they're low enough and that PS4 just has too much market share, they may just throw their hands up and be like, we're going to be a software company now, kind of what Sega did.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
my question for all of this is, I get what you're saying, but what exclusives does Microsoft even have coming out? Just like,
Crackdown, well, coming out soon.
I mean, Crackdown got delayed. It's next year.
Well,
now.
yeah, nothing's
This
coming out this year.
It's Forza.
Yeah.
So, like usually
I mean,
the holiday lineup is something solid. Like you have a Halo or you have Gears of War. I mean, Forza's a given.
And a lot got canceled recently. They're dealing with the hand they were dealt.
Yeah.
Which, like no excuse, but I think they're kind of in a rebuilding phase right now. I think Phil Spencer's a big part of that. But...
Yeah. I mean, Cuphead is actually a huge launch that just took place.
I've heard
even though it's
the
an
game's
indie game,
amazing.
but
yeah, I've heard the game is very good.
No, I mean the big games coming out yet are gonna be Sea of Thieves, early 2018.
That's a play anywhere.
That's a play anywhere.
Yes.
No, that's what basically everything is. Basically everything's play anywhere.
Which is great.
Like State of Decay is going to be playing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's crossplay. Like Sea of Thieves is going to be cross-buy and cross-play across PC and Xbox.
You already forgot the name of it. And you're playing one.
Personally, I think Microsoft's playing long ball here and they're hedging their bets on the eventuality that the console will die off because computer has always had the performance edge. And I think that's why they're unifying their kernel and everything is becoming Windows 7.
Uh-oh. We lost him.
He's
What
gone.
happened?
Yeah,
Mike!
apparently it was a very unpopular. Now gone. But
Yeah,
I think
He was just
I think
talking
it's-
about Microsoft and their long balls. I don't get it.
it's smart because I think Xbox is going to hang around as long as they can. But
Right.
if we ever see a day where like console just is not viable anymore, then Microsoft is going to have a larger user. I mean, they're going the Steam, EA Origin, they're going the app launcher route. Epic has their own launcher now. It makes sense for them to try and build the Windows Store.
I think he crashed.
In case.
Oh yeah. I think Mike crashed too. And I agree with you on that point. It makes sense for them to have their fingers in a couple different things in case something goes sideways.
Yeah,
I mean,
it does.
Yeah. Woo!
Hang on a second, guys. Hang on.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh, that's
continue.
a cold
Go ahead.
one. That's a man cracking a cold one right there. I mean,
Yeah, and I think they just Phil Spencer wants to kind of be everywhere because it is the most consumer friendly, and I think
Michelle Branch.
because of the awful launch of the One Xbox, it's
Well, this is not
The
something
more
Xbox has
consumer-
not
I mean,
overcome
you
before.
really made it sound kind of pretentious there, and I know what you were doing, but you kind of made it sound like the one ring to rule them all. The
Oh,
one
like
that
the
Xbox-
red
Mike's,
ring?
Mike's back.
the red ring from the 360
yeah,
era.
the red ring. You
I
were
mean,
like,
Hey, say what you're saying.
this is not the first time
Xbox.
that Xbox has had to climb out of a hole.
oh yeah.
And 360 is now regarded as one of the.
though nobody cared. Literally, no one cared about that
Well,
because
they did a good
spent
job around it.
billions to fix it.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And
mean,
the systems had a 3-year warranty on them.
Yeah. No, I mean
Like-
they did right, but at the end of the day, they did.
It was still
they
a pain in the
basically-
ass.
To save a couple hundred
Well, sure.
grand, they shipped out units they probably shouldn't have, and then they paid billions to fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that said, the 360 did eventually end up being a really good console.
But I doubt
True.
they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna get out of the console stuff. I
No, I
highly
think-
doubt.
I mean, I
I
don't.
think Xbox
What I
games
was
don't-
gonna say, what I was gonna say before my Discord crash is I think they're gearing up for the eventuality that it's going to happen regardless. People are going to lose. Technology's not going to stick around with a dedicated one-purpose box that you jam into your TV and it only plays movies and games. Everything is going to. You're going to have everything's getting miniaturized. The CPU, memory, storage, everything's getting miniaturized.
Except video cards, those are getting bigger.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, we'll get there.
Let's talk.
sure we'll
Let's
get there,
talk
but-
about PC gaming real quick. And I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, no.
I just, motherfucker. What I'm saying is, I think they're aware that technology is ever changing. Absolutely, and we're not entirely sure where this is going to go. Personally, I like to think we're all going to be wearing wrist computers, something that combines the cell phone and computing technology, and it's a watch. And at some point, it will be powerful enough to do everything that we're doing here today. And I think technology will keep trending in that direction. And Microsoft wants to get their foundations in place right now.
Yeah,
Did you guys see? Did you guys see the new operating system that Windows for augmented / VR just launched? Or they had a conference yesterday, 2 days ago. Did you guys see that?
No, what are you talking? Like the Windows headset thing?
Well, the HoloLens,
Yeah.
I mean that too. But basically, so they kind of go through like the progression of the operating system in general. Where before it was just the beginning, it was just command lines, and then they came out, and then there was the GUI system, the GUI, with clickable buttons and items and that kind of stuff. You know, to kind of make it
I
a
got
little bit easier and all that fun stuff. You gotta love that GUI system. Well, now your desktop in this system is a virtual house that you walk around, and you pin things like all your apps and stuff around your virtual home, and that's your desktop.
That's pretty cool.
That is really
but
cool.
it's also a lot of development resource going into something that like 5 people are going to use. Because how much is the HoloLens?
Well, it's not. This isn't just HoloLens. This is their. It's not just HoloLens. There's any VR headset basically.
Okay, so like 15 people.
Any
like
VR
3 grand.
headset that could run a Windows operating system?
Well, it just connects to a computer running this version of Windows.
Oh, I gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In fact, in the video, in the press conference that they did, which they had a HoloLens video and stuff like that too, but this, it looks like he was actually wearing a Vive. The main guy was while doing the demo. That's what it looked like.
Huh. I mean, that'd be cool, but again,
I mean, I think it's the same conversation that we have around VR. Like, yeah, it's cool, but I'm not gonna buy it.
No, and it's too expensive still, and
I don't.
it
and
doesn't make a
well,
whole.
and
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
I mean, VR is dying at this point.
I don't know that it's dying.
The adoption rate is a lot lower than any of the major manufacturers of the hardware were expecting.
I think
Yeah,
it's
really
I think
fell
it's
off.
plateaued more than anything else.
I think the tech is awesome, but it's too expensive for a lot of average gamers to buy into. And
Yeah.
I think developers.
Well,
know
I
that,
think
so
the
they're
problem
building
is that
for it,
uh,
which it feeds itself. It's a cycle that just feeds itself.
yeah, I
Well-
think that the issue is the hardware medium is not really ideal for video games. It's better for like biotech and
Right.
other industries.
Well, and that's what I mean. Microsoft came out and said that they're not. Eventually, the tech will get there to where they'll have something for Xbox, but it's not there yet. They said Phil Spencer straight up said, "We aren't going to do something until the tech's there, and we can. You can have a fully wireless headset that's not with with no wires. Otherwise, it's."
Yeah.
He didn't call it dumb, but that's basically what he was calling it.
The other
It's
problem
just
is
not a good experience until then.
the fact that we're like a dual or tri-screen society. Like Spencer, you were just talking about how you watch shows and play video games at the same time. And
Oh, yeah.
I know multiple people that listen to music, watch a show, and play a video game at the same time.
Yeah.
Maybe they got porn going on a fourth screen behind them or something.
I
Not
mean,
saying I ever did that while playing Call of Duty, but
I have a
the-
27-inch monitor and a 32-inch TV that acts as my
Yeah.
second monitor.
So
I
one of
mean,
the biggest problems that VR is facing is that the experience needs to be exceptionally immersive to get
Yep.
you to not want to do any of those other things. And like for me, I have a child running around the house, so I definitely can't do VR.
Mhm.
Well,
But if the experience you're in is not exciting enough to make you not want to watch Charmed or wherever the fuck you're watching, or listen to music,
Charmed?
or watch porn, then it's just the adoption rate is just not going to be there for them.
Well, my problem with it I shouldn't say it's a problem. You're right. The technology just isn't there yet. But you're right. The second screen, third screen, having something else going, it needs to be something exceptionally good to make you want to do that. But think about it. Half the time we play video games, I'm not even going to play a video game unless when you guys are on and I can talk to you.
Right.
Like, part of me playing video games for me is talking with other people and doing something on the side. And I'm on call a lot for work. I can't be on a headset and have myself cut off from everything else going on.
I mean, you could.
I'd like to keep my job.
I mean,
Job schmuck.
I'm not saying I wouldn't be able to hear like my pager go off or something if that happened, but you have to dedicate so much of yourself to that one single task, and we as a society are not built for that anymore.
Well, and I think that's, Tyler, where I see you more as an AR person than VR person. Or I guess I should take that back. I see myself more as an AR person than a VR person. Not necessarily from I can't think of the word right now. Well, anyway, so because you can do multiple things. So like you can take with AR, you can have your screens, your video players, your whatever you have, and then just have them pinned around on the wall you're looking at, and just do a bunch of things all at the same time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
but that also comes down to the hardware you're running too.
See, and I don't ever see with something like that. I don't ever see the AR being like a headset that I put on. I see AR being built into a television or something like that. And I also see AR being used more so in mobile device than anything else, especially because I 100% expect, well, first the porn industry, because they pick up on all technology before anybody else. They always have.
It always
But
comes
aside
back to
from
porn.
that, it's the porn night.
The internet is for porn.
But the next thing I see happening with AR is advertising. Like, AR is going to be rotten with, oh, I'm looking through my cell phone and I put it up over McDonald's sign, and now all of a sudden, oh, look, it's Burger King. Burger King advertising over top of McDonald's. And you just, at a certain point, you just walking down the street with your phone in front of you, getting the alternative reality version of things in front of you, and all these weird advertisements and happenings.
It's already happening in logistics industry too, like 3PL.
Yeah.
Augmented reality. They're finding a way to tie augmented reality to drones, using drones for inventory counts or bin checks, that kind of thing.
I need one of those in my
if your drone
warehouse.
can actuate and grab things, they can even use it for drone picks. It's pretty cool.
I mean, the other big thing about, VR and AR is the hardware requirements required for VR especially. We're not just talking about the headset and the controllers and your pylons.
Well, yeah. I mean, you look at the graphical fidelity on PSVR versus the PC models, and I mean, it's a night and day comparison.
Oh yeah, it looks like you're playing like a PS2 or early Xbox One title at points.
Yeah.
PC gaming.
It and this comes back to my biggest point too, is because I was late to the group as a PC person just because of how expensive it is to get into it. And it's not that it's super expensive to get into it. It's expensive to get into it if you want to run games well, I guess I should say. You know what I mean?
Or modern titles at ultra.
Yeah.
That type of stuff.
And over I think I finished my first build at the beginning of August, and that was with a bunch of free parts from Ryan, and because he upgraded all of his stuff. And then I started upgrading slowly, and I think all in all I've put probably about $700 into this computer so far to have a halfway decent gaming rig. And to me it is an addiction. Like, PC gaming, I want to keep upgrading. I want to put pretty lights in my case. I want a new case. I want I've got a 480 right now. I want a 1070. I want so many things. and I got 2 monitors, and I got some speakers, and I got this neato microphone, and I needed a bigger desk, and this is where I blame Ryan for my recent injury, because had it not been for you guys, I blame all of you motherfuckers. Had it not been
Why
for
me?
you guys,
What did I do?
Shut up, Brent. That's why, because you're part of the PC world. You had one before me, so
You're right,
it's
I
also
did.
your fault.
I think that's the best part about it. I mean, I think out
What,
of all
me
of us
getting
here, Mike-
injured?
Yes, that's the best
No,
part about owning a PC.
the part
is
of wanting to
boxing you.
upgrade, because it's the fact that if you build your own PC, you did take all these parts. Given it's not that difficult to build one, but there's a sense of ownership you have from what you made. I mean, Mike, I don't even want to know how much you have in your PC, because yours is an absolute beast.
Probably $3,000.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say it's probably close to like.
And I'm
3
teetering at the 2200 mark on mine for current parts. But I look at it. I come home from work and I look at that. I'm like, yeah, I made you. I turn it on. I'm like, yeah, you turned me on too.
You turn it on with just a finger too.
Yeah, exactly. But there's
I mean,
this weird sense of ownership about it. And yeah, there's a compulsive need to upgrade. Don't get me wrong. There's no reason for me to upgrade right now for what I'm running and playing. But I want to.
And especially in our group of friends, where we have like a group chat every day, and every time somebody orders something, everybody else is like, "Oh my god, I have to buy something. I have to." It's like the worst case of Keeping Up with the Joneses, where we are all the Joneses.
It's true. I mean, it's true, and I like it personally. Again, I like that all of our computers are so different.
Yeah.
Like just in terms of the case you ordered, what you put into it, stuff like that. But we're all able at this point to really play the same stuff. No one's really lagging behind in anything.
Spencer.
Yeah.
I'm not lagging behind
Spencer.
anything.
Spencer.
Good to go.
Couldn't hear you over your 30 frames per second.
Spencer.
He is, however, playing Destiny right now, and we are not.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
okay. We're gonna get a polished version. You motherfucker.
He also gets to play Red Dead 2 a whole year before us.
Yeah.
And the PS4 does have everyone's golf.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
Yeah, but the
No
PS4
motherfucker about
controller,
that.
the PS4 controller makes me want to cut my hands off.
I would rather.
Drill a hole through them.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I could drill a hole
I
through
don't
my
know how
hands.
people play with not offset thumbsticks.
It's bothersome, but
Yeah,
in
I don't-
everyone's golf, you don't even need the thumbstick. You just
Well,
get
sure.
licks.
I played 5 minutes of SOCOM 4 on the PS3, and that DualShock controller. Great controller, whatever, but the thumbstick arrangement is. I don't understand how
Yeah.
you can have that many
Yeah.
generations of a console and not figure out that that's the dumbest
It's
fucking
it's
design
not
I've ever
it's
seen.
not a
for
great
controller.
controller.
The 64 controller was better than that.
The 64
Yeah.
controller,
Nothing like,
where
nothing
you
like
had
GoldenEye
like
on that thing.
4 different hand positions. You had to use C to make yourself go up and down on it. Come on.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
64.
I'll make you
I'd
go
agree,
up and
'cause
down
My
on it.
problem with the PS4 or
Yeah.
PS controller is my thumbs will hit. If I move right and turn left, my thumbs hit each other.
Yeah. That's an awful design.
Yeah.
Oh, you know how we could make it better is if we put a giant fucking stupid touchpad in the middle.
That's used for nothing.
That's how we could make it better. Oh, you want to look at a book and turn the page? Yeah, just swipe your finger across this baby. How immersive is that? This fucking sweet. Huh?
By the way, you're gonna have to take your hand off the thumbstick. Fuck you.
Yeah. You want to look at a book and shoot people? Nah. Nah.
Not today.
Oh, you want a game where you are literally a treasure hunter looking at artifacts and having to, swipe across them and all this other stuff while having
Oh,
people
hey,
shoot
you
at
want you like Tomb Raider, right? You want Dude Raider?
Yeah. You remember that Tomb Raider game? Yeah, we made a dude version of it. His name's Nathan.
He's got polygon tits too.
But that's
of
just
them.
because he's out of shape.
You can play Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, because that's something I want to
seriously.
relive from my scarred childhood.
I used that controller, and I just felt like I was straining tendons that I never really had to bend in that direction. And the whole point of designing something with ergonomics in mind is that it's ergonomic.
It's gonna be comfortable. It's got to be
That
comfortable.
controller is not comfortable.
No.
And
No.
people That's like practicing yoga for 10 years and all of a sudden you can lick your own testicles. That's people who have consistently played PlayStation for as long as the PS1's been out up to now. That's what they've done with their hands.
Yeah.
And now you have people who can bend
You
their
heard it
fingers
here
backwards
first,
and
folks.
grab cups.
PS4 users are
Lick
testicle
their
lickers.
own
They
testicles.
can lick
Yep.
their own balls.
Yep.
From the last
I
generation.
preferred the Duke over a PS
That's coming. They're
DualShock controller. Oh
the
no,
Duke
I know.
is coming back.
And
Yep.
I'm gonna buy one.
Yeah. You can get
It's got
it
an
comes with a
LCD
stand, too.
screen in the middle of it,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it better have something because that thing is bigger than the Dreamcast
There's enough room
console.
for it.
and it's $150.
Yeah.
Holy balls!
Yep. It's cool looking though.
All right, never mind.
The best.
I'll
controller
get an
from the
Elite
last
controller.
generation- The best controller from the last generation was not the Xbox 360 controller though.
What was it?
The Wii U Pro controller.
It's not.
It's
It's
up
not,
there.
you're a
It's
liar.
a solid controller.
It's a solid controller.
Best Xbox controller. Xbox is the best controller.
But
don't
I
know
would
that-
say, as for comfort, the 360 controller was spot on.
Oh, I will agree, but I'll say the Wii U Pro controller will give it a run for its money.
I like
Ryan
the
has
Xbox
small
controller
hands.
better.
I do have small dexterous fingers.
Yeah, see, I got them giant Jimmy Dean sausage nubs.
Makes a world of difference with controllers.
It's gonna be really
so I
weird.
think this
having
might
the
be a
black and
good
white
opportunity for you guys to tell me why I shouldn't get the X.
Why you shouldn't?
Because you could get a computer and play with your friends.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
for the
Well, I'm
price
getting a
point,
computer as well.
well, for the
You could
price
get a
point
better computer.
that
But you
you're,
could
you're
get
buying
like
an X
a
for.
top of the line graphics card.
Well,
And
because
blow
I'm going
your
to
X
keep
out
a
of the
console.
water.
I'm going to keep consoles regardless. I'm going
just
to.
don't buy a
So I
new
was
one.
going to trade in my Xbox. I was going to sell my One S and my PS4
Mm-hmm.
Pro.
I don't think this is how this works though, Spencer. You asked us why you shouldn't, and then you're telling us what you're going to do anyways.
Well, no, I'm telling you what I want to do, and you guys tell me why I shouldn't.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
that's-
okay,
that's
if you're
what we're
trading those
going
in
to
to
do.
get towards the Xbox One, there's no way you can trade in your X unless you sell it on Craigslist and get whatever. But the reasons why you should get a PC, I mean, I think we should just go through the list and have everyone name a reason.
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley, even though it's not
That's
Xbox
what?
One.
You suck at this.
Hold on.
Brent,
Hold on.
Brent,
December.
you were just
December
really...
multiplayer beta is coming out.
No, you
On
know
PC.
what?
He's right.
On
He's
PC.
right.
I am not wrong.
Nintendo Switch.
They're
I'm
not
also
going to have
building a
multiplayer beta.
I'm also going to have a PC, so
Okay, reason to get a PC number one is you are such a tech snob, and I mean that in a good way. Like you're very,
In the now.
I knew what GUI was. Is that what you're saying?
oh yeah, your knowledge of GUI really just got me going. But you like the best of the best when it comes to technology. Look at your phone
Sploosh.
and look at like how you're buying the Xbox One S or the One X,
Your TV and all that
your
fun
TV
stuff.
and everything.
A
Why
good
not have
computer.
something? Yeah,
A good computer can heat a room.
He's not wrong.
Mike,
That's true, and you do live in a basement, so I mean
I
that
just,
that could also cut down on the chills.
Mike,
That is true. That is true.
can you link some Grand Theft Auto 5 screenshots?
Oh.
Yeah.
I just like everyone's talking about how great the Xbox One X is going to look on a 4K TV. Look at
Yeah,
Mike's
look at
Grand Theft
GTA.
Auto 5 screenshots
Yeah,
and
look
tell
at
me
this
that anything on a fucking 4K
on
TV is going to look better than what
1080p.
Mike is going to show us
No,
here.
yeah, and it's not necessarily. I mean, there's obviously
Like
some
if you want
caveats
high
there.
fidelity visuals, like fucking
Well,
God, like Jesus.
it's high
PC
fidelity
is-
visuals while being really super comfortable in a big comfy chair, or laying in my bed, or you know what I mean. There is something about that. Actually,
I mean,
being
you,
able to
can
lay
play,
down.
you can play your PC from a chair. Though.
yeah.
It's not, but it's not comfortable.
How?
What,
you
what,
get a
play
Bluetooth
using a
controller,
Yeah.
and it's exactly the same.
No, not exactly the same. I'm not
How?
listening.
With a Bluetooth
you-
controller? You're using a controller. It
Sitting in
is
a
exactly
chair.
the same.
With a 26-inch monitor or whatever.
I
now
just need to
you're
interrupt
just
for a quick
spouting
second.
nonsense.
That picture proves the Commodore 64 looks the best.
It does. The Commodore 64. Run GTA 5 on the Commodore 64. Why don't we all just get Commodore 64s?
I
Oh,
think
man.
I think that I've made up my mind. You're correct.
But Spencer, you literally just hook up a controller to your PC and you have Steam boot in big picture mode and you have a fucking console. You're done. Mission accomplished. You did it.
It's like the Steam
Yeah.
Box, except
But
better.
you don't have to pay
And it
$60 for every title because you can go to
Or,
sites like
or a
G2A
year.
and
Because it's free online.
right.
Free online.
And
Fair
guess what? We have a party chat function. It's called Discord or TeamSpeak or Game Chat or
Steam sales.
Ventrilo.
Steam
Ventrilo.
sales. Steam sales.
Steam sales are a saving
First
in
chat.
and of themselves.
It's not a party chat, but okay.
I mean, I just know I'm always going to be. I'm all purely because I have so many freaking games on it.
That was a hard decision. for me.
And I want the best, like, because I don't want to start over in Elite Dangerous, for example. I've got that Fer de Lance ship, things like that. I don't want to start over on. Destiny, obviously, at this point. Though we'll probably, if you guys are still playing it when I build my PC, I'll probably also get it on this.
That argument's kind of like the same argument as, well, I'll upgrade my computer next year. If you keep saying it, you're never gonna do it because there's always going to be a new game to earn progress. There's always going to be something new.
Oh no, I mean I'm still going to build. I'm still getting a PC. That's not the question here. The question was stick with the S or go to the X.
Why do you need
an analogy there?
Why do you need an X though if you could keep all your games on the S and save that money and put it into a PC?
Well, I mean, I don't need to, but why did Mike or Nate get a TI?
Because that was the next step up in.
Yeah, I mean,
were the computer parts not working? I mean,
I don't think that people are going to be.
X?
I don't think people are going to be getting. I don't think people are going to get what they expect out of the Xbox One X. The same that people didn't get what they thought the PS. Like people are expecting to get a console leap worth of graphical fidelity out of these new consoles, and it's nowhere close to that. It's like a quarter, maybe. And I honestly
think you're underselling it a little bit there.
I don't think that I am.
I think
and
he's overselling
I think this is probably the last year or the last time we're going to see the half step. The PS4 Pro was abysmal, and like I don't think Xbox is going to be the thing to sell the half step. Probably going to go back to a 6-year cycle and maybe see the eventual end of console gaming.
Yeah, I don't know about the end of console gaming. I think there'll always be a market.
Maybe not altogether, because I think you'll always have your Nintendo. You'll always have like your, you'll have your titles. And maybe they'll go for a more cost-effective model. But they're trying to compete with PC at this point. They just can't hang.
Yeah, it's an arms race for graphical fidelity. That's what the One X is trying to put that kind of graphical power.
And it's a bit,
but not with the PC though. It's not trying to fight with the PC though. It's fighting with other consoles. They don't care about PC.
I mean,
because they
they're
can't catch
putting their games out on it.
But that's always been. I mean, that's been the same. I mean, it's been that way forever. PC's never been in the conversation when it comes to graphical fidelity. It's graphical fidelity for a console. PC's always been number one when it comes to that stuff. There's no arguing that.
Yeah, and I don't understand what their play with the One X is. So it's like, yes, you have the most powerful system. It's also the most expensive system.
4K.
And the most, well, yeah, but the people most likely to buy an Xbox One X are people that already own an Xbox. So you're not gaining market share or new console sales. I don't understand what their objective is.
Not necessarily. I mean, you'll get probably a bunch of PS4 people. I mean, a huge reason why PlayStation 4 people in general, at the start of this whole thing, bought a PlayStation was purely because PlayStation was so much more powerful than Xbox. And people were just nailing it. I mean, part of the whole marketing thing was just nailing it on the capabilities of the actual hardware itself.
It's marginally more powerful. Honestly, what it came down to was Xbox botched their marketing around the launch of the One. With all the online DRM stuff, the reason people went to PS4 was because they weren't locked behind DRM. Now Xbox rescinded that, but the marketing didn't go away.
Well, and everybody actually is. They just there were still 2 or 3 years. There were still 2 or 3 years into the launch of the Xbox, people that thought that was still in play.
And the other thing about it too is the Xbox One was marketed as a multimedia machine first, not a gaming machine.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That was another
just
big misstep.
That was the fail. That was the firing of like the entire Xbox team.
That's the one thing. That was the one thing that Xbox, or that's the one thing that consoles should have over PC, is that they're dedicated gaming machines, and then they go muddy it up with being a multimedia box, and that I don't know. I think it's all bad.
It's a messy world we live in. I don't like it.
The end.
The end.
Computers are safe. Everything else is
So the
heresy.
moral of the story is don't buy an Xbox One X.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm still buying one.
All right.
Or play Call of Duty. Call of Duty sucks.
Yeah, okay, I'll live with
You,
that.
you played the beta.
I did play the
And?
beta. I played for about 3 hours. It's Call of Duty.
Okay.
I mean, did we expect anything more? I really
No.
hate the fact that they're like, oh, Call of Duty World War II. Like, the first 18 Call of Duties were in World War II, but this is new because it's World War II. I
Is
don't,
there
I
a
don't
big
fucking
red
get
one
it.
in it?
I mean, the SEO
No.
was there, so
I'm gonna say this really quick. You're buying like 2 Nissan Altimas, Spencer, and you could buy a Mustang.
He's not wrong.
I mean, but I could Top Gear those 2 Ultimas and come out with one
No,
sweet ride.
There's still
But that means you'd
shitty
have to
little
open up-
naturally aspirated Nissan.
You'd have to
4-baggers.
open up the Nissan Altimas and do modifications.
No, and I'm still going to. Like I
yourself.
said, I'm basically selling both of these and my Xbox One Elite controller.
What?
I'm gonna get rid of it.
whoa! Why would
Whoa.
No.
No,
No, you want to keep the Elite controller for the PC. Seriously,
I know.
for my computer.
I want Bluetooth. This does not have Bluetooth.
Doesn't matter. You
I-
have an elite controller.
Your
You
computer
are
will
a
be
god
right next to
among
you.
men.
Yeah,
You have
just use the
ascended.
wire.
No wires. I'm regressing at this point.
Alright.
I don't
You're
want
not.
No,
wires.
you're not. Oh my god.
Regressing?
I mean,
What are you
wire-
gonna get a wireless keyboard and mouse too?
Oh god.
Well, there's a difference.
Ah.
I
There's
bet
a
you still
difference.
think wireless headsets are cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, ah.
Guys,
I do have a.
I can't
do
do
have
my
this.
a
heart.
really nice
my
spoiler.
soul. My heart.
A wireless world is not what I want to live in.
Do you guys realize how fucking prickish we sound right now?
I know.
We sound very prickish. Like to everybody.
PC Master
Race.
Let's
It's not my
let's
fault that wireless technology isn't there yet.
Ryan,
I mean, if
What?
I'm
so
changing
really-
the subject.
Okay, I'm changing it with you.
Here we go.
Here's a good segue. It's called I'm changing the subject.
Transition over.
Transition. If we had graphics here, there would be maybe like a fade or a wipe
Star
or
Wars
something
cut?
like
You
that.
want like that weird fade? Like,
Yeah.
I think the
Yeah.
fade from the bottom works the best.
Yep, Star Wars. We can't do that too much. We're gonna get copyright infringement.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
We
Speaking
can't
of
get pulled
copyright,
down.
You're all being sued.
Shut
One
up.
of our shirts got pulled down today because of Tyler.
Why did he get pulled down? Because of Tyler.
He's in the legal department. He does that shit.
Did Tyler pull it down?
I can't comment on this.
not podcast talk.
You motherfucker. Anyways, so Brent, you as well. We are all very big fans of the Monster Hunter franchise.
Oh yes.
The reason I bring this up to Ryan is because Ryan and I share a love for fighting games that
Yeah.
I don't think reaches out to anybody else in our
Oh,
group.
I think I know
with,
where you're going with this one.
Button combinations and memorizing combos and everything. Marvel vs. Capcom
Mm-hmm.
at Tokyo Games Con released. Everybody thought the new characters were going to be like Sigma and Black Panther, but they released a Monster Hunter character.
I
in-
thought that was awesome. I
in
was like, I
Marvel
want to play
vs.
the game now.
Capcom. And it's a female Monster Hunter. She's wearing the Rathalos armor. You can get red or blue, and or I'm sorry, azure. And
I can only get so hard.
you get a great sword, dual swords, and a heavy bow, and you get to use all of those in like different sequences, and all of the moves look so fucking cool. If you're a fan of Monster Hunter or a fan of Marvel vs. Capcom, check it out for sure. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was the new Dragon Ball Z fighting game. Now,
Oh god, yes.
stick with me here because we're getting
Oh
into
my
anime
God.
territory.
No, God.
Shut up. You were talking about anime titties last week, all right? You can stick around for
There's a
this.
huge difference. Oh, God, there's a
I see what he did there. I see what he did there.
yeah.
But this game is like a Marvel vs. Capcom with reskinned and new moves and everything for the Dragon Ball Z universe, and it looks so freaking cool. All the animations,
It looks just like the show.
I know, yeah, it looks like you're watching like a world tournament series on the show, and it looks super cool. We lost somebody.
Oh, he's
There
back.
he is.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back.
His Xbox crashed.
Yeah, his Xbox.
Whatever.
Yep. Mike, do you play fighting games at all?
Nope.
No, not a fighting game guy.
Negative Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Do we want to share the Street Fighter 4?
Oh my
Watch
God, when
story?
Street
I mean,
Fighter
you guys
4
can
came
talk
out-
amongst yourselves. I'm gonna be playing Stellars.
Yeah, I saw you logged onto that. You piece of shit. When Street Fighter 4 came out, Ryan and I, Ryan's parents were gone from his house. This was back when this was just after high school, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So Street Fighter 4 came out, and we picked 2 characters and played, I think, 176 matches straight on these 2 characters.
We
and
did.
just sat up almost all night playing Super Street Fighter 4.
Same
And I
characters,
think-
we just kept hitting a rematch.
Yep, and I think that's what birthed the love for fighting games. Besides like Super Smash and stuff like that, which,
Yeah.
good God, please, I
Well, they
want
gotta-
Super Smash so bad.
Going back to the Marvel vs. Capcom, apparently they had their first tournament this weekend for
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah.
And it was not a good showing of people.
No?
They no. So there's an infinite combo with Spider-Man, so everyone just picked Spider-Man.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a thing. The Marvel vs. Capcom fighting style of game is really about freeform combos, and infinites have always existed in those. And I mean, I'm sure there'll be other characters that come out, or other combos that are discovered that are easy exploitable, but I just don't know if it's got the legs for this one.
Other than that, the infinite combos and stuff like that, because I remember in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, you could do the same thing with Iron Man and get into an infinite combo, but then
Or
they added
Magneto
in,
and Phoenix.
but then they added in like the advancing guard and stuff like that to try and break out of those, even though they were still a thing, but you had to know how to get out of them.
Yeah, the thing with this one actually about it is you can't, because there's they have a thing in there, so once you get up to a certain combo, you're able to break out of it.
I gotcha.
Like a counter. And with this, Spider-Man has a move that ignores those properties because it's his web sling and it like binds the person.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So it ignores the property they put in there for a safeguard.
correct. Yep.
Oh, that's neato.
Yeah.
So they developed. That's stupid.
yeah, it is.
I mean, I don't think it's stupid. I think it was just an oversight.
But if they patch it or not is the difference. I guess there was a combo with another character. I don't know who it was. In the pre-release build, and they patched it day one because he had an infinite combo as well. So they could patch it, but for the first tournament, it was pretty lackluster, I guess.
All right. Well, we're at an hour and a half about right now.
Goodbye.
Just
I
end
was
it.
gonna ask Mike. You got anything you want to talk about?
Mike, got anything? You cut out there, Fox.
Mike, you got anything you want to talk about?
Good God.
we've got people posting giant anime boobs in our Discord right
I'm
now.
trying to think of the voice that goes with that girl. Ha!
Voice? She's got a voice? God damn.
That's like a bullfrog. Those are her lungs.
You guys have all seen that video of the girl who crushes Foster's cans with her boobs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's her.
I don't
in
know.
anime
Those are
form.
bolted on.
Wait.
Bolted on.
Wait, what?
I think she's a door breacher for her local SWAT team.
Ah! What is going on?
What the fuck?
This is the worst.
It's horrid. Why would you do that?
That's not
She's gonna-
anatomically possible.
She's gonna have back problems.
She is. Oh. It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
Well, it looks like we found a thumbnail for this episode.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I gotta do that after this.
Her or the thumbnail?
Both.
Oh, no.
The thumbnail.
Brent, she's not real.
Ryan, did you see the one I did before? The thumbnail, not the girl.
Hey, don't you kink shame Brent for liking anime boobs, okay? The man knows what he likes.
Exactly.
Just because I haven't had a chance to say it yet, Stardew Valley comes out on the Switch tomorrow. Yay.
Yeah. Stardew Valley, which is I really like the game, but it's quickly growing on my list of things that I fucking hate because it's releasing on everything.
It's the new Skyrim. It's the new Skyrim.
They just
Well,
keep putting
to be
it out,
fair, it hasn't
putting it out.
come out to a Nintendo platform yet.
That's true.
True. It's only hit.
Neither did Skyrim.
Yeah,
True.
but I mean, this is legitimately the developers trying to get their game on platforms for consumers.
Yeah,
Who actually
and
want
like I
it,
said,
who
I
actually
really
want it
really
there.
do like the game.
Yeah, like they made the front page with this on Reddit. The Nintendo Switch Reddit. Like this was on the front page.
Dude, so did a monkey eating his own poop. What's your point?
This game is as big as a monkey eating its own poop. I forgot. I just mispronounced poop.
Pop. Eating its own pop. You turned
Pop,
into
pop,
like
Cheerio.
a Kennedy there. Monkey eating its own pop. All right, guys. Play Nubma Bub. Eat your own pup. And
Don't get Call of Duty.
don't get
Don't
Call of
support
Duty. It's bad.
It
And
is.
buy a PC.
Don't support cancer. Yeah.
I mean,
don't-
according to last
don't play it.
podcast, it's the best multiplayer game ever. No one refuted
Well,
me
that
on
was
so.
was screamed by a drunk Tyler, and you know, nobody likes drunk Tyler. Spencer, you got anything you want to say in closing that I know you're gonna say?
Xbox One X.
You sound like a defeated man right there.
We're
You
slowly
do
breaking
sound
him down.
broken. You sound like a broken man. He's hanging on.
Honestly, what I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna sell the Pro
His
and
house.
then I'm gonna sell the Pro and then help buy some parts for the PC, hang on to my S, and then I'm gonna buy with tax return, trade in my S, get an X with Red Dead Redemption 2. That's probably what I'm gonna do.
So you're not buying an X day one?
Oh no, no.
Oh. See that's always
We're
been a
getting
day
somewhere,
one
guys.
purchase for you. See, we planted the seed.
The sea.
The seed. Receive my seed.
No,
No.
don't. It's bitter. It's very bitter. Don't do it.
Do it.
Tastes like pineapple.
You know
God.
what?
Well, on that bombshell.
There's a discussion.
We're not over
Copyright.
Comment.
That's a copyright infringement.
Yeah, careful. Jeremy Clarkson will come and punch you in the face for that.
He will do that.
Where's my steak? Where's my steak? All right, this has been episode 4. We hope you guys have a good week. We'll see you next week. We love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.